Greetings fellow word lovers, heavy metal bookworm here, and yes, it's time for another
weird shit in my collection.
Jesus, who said that? Anyway, yes, it's time for another weird shit that's found its way into my collection. This week I am bringing you Human Race Get Off Your Knees, The Lion Sleeps No More by David Icke. I don't think I need to say anything else, to be honest, but just in case you don't know who he is, please direct your attention to this cutaway.
At one time, David Icke was a well-respected BBC sports presenter as well as a talented young football player. However, it was this appearance on the 1991 Terry Wogan show that turned him into a laughingstock overnight.
Let me get the story right. The press claim that you claim to be the Son of God.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yes, you see, the thing is that it's quite funny, really. You know, 2,000 years ago, had a guy called Jesus sat here and said these same things, you would still be laughing. It's really funny that we've not really moved on that much.
Okay, so despite the fact that his reputation in the public eye has sort of diminished over the years, David Icke is still considered one of the craziest and most controversial speakers in the UK. One of his most famous conspiracy theories is the one you've probably heard of, that the Earth is being controlled by a shadow government of reptilian alien overlords. Let me just give you a minute to think about that.
Alien overlords.
So why? Why is this book in my collection? To be perfectly honest with you, at one point in my life I was massively into conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists. I didn't necessarily believe everything they had to say, but you know, we've all been through that jaded phase in our life where we look at the mainstream media through a more cynical worldview perspective and long for something a little bit more insightful and illuminating, no matter how crazy and outlandish it may be. You know, that thing. So while I haven't read The Lion Sleeps No More, I have actually read some of Icke's previous work, and yes, okay, it does cover the controversial subject matter that has made him a laughing stock overnight, and some of the topics are, you know, really difficult to digest and believe and get behind. But what I do quite like about it, it's sort of admirable in its own way, is the fact that Icke is quite tenacious. I mean, how long, 1991 that interview was, and he's still going with a somewhat underground, sort of niche career, but he's still going strong. He's passionate about what he talks about, what he writes about, and what I like best about it is the fact that he does acknowledge that what he says and things are controversial and not everyone's going to believe him. He's not sort of sat there going, of course this is what's happening, even if that's what he thinks. He knows that that people are not going to believe him and that they're going to think he's crazy. And I kind of admire that in him, even if I don't actually believe what he says. So while I don't really have any inkling to read it, somehow this book is still in my collection. I don't know how long it's going to remain in that collection, but my books have moved with me 4 or 5 times over the years, and it's still wound up on my shelf. I've had no sort of desire to read it, I have no desire to throw it away, it's just kind of like been there. You know, I'm not quite sure what that says about me or my collection, or whether this is just something that's become part of the furniture. Anyway, to end on a lighter note, here's some more footage of David Icke being laughed at on live TV. Stay metal, my friends.
You know, the best way of removing negativity is to laugh and be joyous. So I'm delighted that there's so much laughter in the audience tonight.
But no, it's
but just let me say this.
They're laughing at you. They're not laughing with you.
Fine.